Happy New Year's
Eve.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel like this year was a lot.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
A lot of excitements all across the board.
Dude, so much changes happened this year. Not just for like the podcast, but like personally.
Mm-hmm.
We both moved.
Yeah.
We both had career changes.
Mm-hmm.
We both had I don't know. It's just a lot. You got married.
Yeah.
Whoa. Dude.
And you're going on dates.
Weird. It's weird. Ugh.
But it's all exciting. It's all good stuff. So this tier list, I believe, is our fifth? I don't remember, but
What season is this?
season 6.
Are we going on to season 6 or are we finishing
We're
season 6?
finishing season 6.
Okay.
We're wrapping it up.
Damn. We did a tier list mid-year back in June.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what we picked?
No, what did we pick?
I don't remember.
Damn, now I'm curious.
I don't remember either.
Oh
well, we'll look at it
probably
later.
a banger.
It probably was. But we have a long list of books to get through. But Cheli, can you explain? Well, actually, before we get there, Cheli, do you think talking about our year 2024 and picking our book of the year as a podcast and a personal one, do you think that could fix your life?
I do.
Good. Welcome to another episode of the Book Fix Podcast, a podcast where we fix lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Yajaira.
And I'm your host, Cheli. And I love these episodes so much.
Yeah, they're so much fun.
But we are going to be getting all of our books from July 1st all the way till the end of this year. And we put them on a tier list, and that is up now. And we are just going to rank all of these books.
Yeah, so we are dividing it between 5 categories. S tier being bury me with this book. A tier being a banger but not a star. B is mid. C, forgot this existed. And D, this haunts me.
And I feel like looking at our list, we might have a heavier bottom.
I don't know. We might fight, honestly.
You think
because
so?
we have to agree on where to put these books.
I know. It's just so weird. It's funny because some of these books, looking at them now, I remember not liking them, but our episodes were so good.
Yeah, they were so fun to film.
Yes. Okay, so our first... Oh, by the way, we usually spoil. Usually.
In our episodes.
But if this is your first time watching us, we're not going to spoil these books. We are going to try our best to just rank them and say spoiler-free comments.
Yeah, so we will tell you what the story is about, but very like surface. We're going to try to do like a very quick summary. But
Yep. Just to let you know, too, I put these books in order from the earliest one all the way to the last one that we did.
Oh my God. So it's
With a little
surprise at
guest.
the end. Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we start with our first one, which is Worst Wingman Ever by Abby Jimenez. If I remember correctly, this was part of an Amazon collection.
Yeah, it was.
And we didn't know that when we had first read it at first. And I just remember thinking that episode was so fucking funny because it is surrounding a guy who is leaving notes for a girl on her car.
But he did it because he's doing it as a favor for somebody else. So it's kind of like a weird me cute moment.
That was one of my, I forgot about that episode until we started making this list. That episode was so fucking funny.
Oh, yeah, it was really funny. But the book, though.
The book, I do remember enjoying, but I don't know if I want to rank it that high if it was just a short story.
It is a very short story. But what I will say is that I do appreciate that Abby Jimenez tried to give more depth to her characters because I do remember that there was a lot to the main character's story that I did appreciate. So I feel weird because I don't think it's mid.
I don't think it's a banger though.
I know, that's kind of how I feel. Like I feel like there would be a middle between A and B, but I feel like it's more of a mid story than a banger, but not a story.
I will put it at mid then. I feel like we could agree with that.
Okay, so the next one is Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren.
This story is a fake dating story in which two characters that actually did get married in order to have cheaper housing at college end up having to go to the guy's family's party that's in like another country. His little sister's getting married.
It's like an island.
Yeah. And he needs to bring now his fake wife to go and look like they've been married for 5 years. It is very much just like a rom-com type story. I will say this was one of the first Christina Lauren books that I liked.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I actually really enjoyed this story a lot. And it was funny because I don't remember what I rated it.
Me neither.
But I feel more like fondly towards it. Like I really, really enjoyed it. So for me personally, I would put it a banger, but not a star.
Yep. I agree. Oh my God.
That's weird that we're agreeing.
The next story is what?
It's Funny Story by Emily Henry. It's about
two people whose significant others cheat on them with each other,
but they were friends.
Mm-hmm.
So the protagonist, the girl, she ends up homeless, so she ends up rooming with this guy who also got cheated on.
Yes. And it's just a lot of tension.
It's a whole triangle, square.
I feel like Emily Henry is just so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Her writing is so good. And also the tension building up to the spice always slaps.
And I was going to say that too. Like, I love her slow burns. Like, it's just always so satisfying, like when they finally do get together. So for me, I would put it on S tier. I really, really loved this book.
I agree with you. Oh my gosh. Look at us.
Bury us with this book. It was so good.
Our next story is Murder Road by
Simone St. James.
Yes.
I love the premise of this because it's basically a couple who had just gotten married. They're on their way to their honeymoon and it's like dark as fuck outside. And so I think the guy takes like a wrong turn and they end up seeing this girl kind of like stumbling in front of them. They stop, they give this girl a ride, and then it just kind of like derails from there.
I don't know. It's not that I don't seek mystery, but it's just never recommended to me. This was a really good mystery.
Yeah.
I really liked the main couple trying to figure this shit out. I thought that was really fucking good. Also, a very fond memory of us filming that. I don't know if it's an A.
I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
But it feels weird to say it's mid, but I think that's where it should go. Like, I think it's B, mid. It's just a mystery story, nothing too extraordinary.
I do want to say, though, when compared to Worst Wingman, I would have it lower than Worst Wingman.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Our next one, I think we're going to argue. Leather and Lark, right? Was that our next one?
That is so funny because I'm going to quiz you right now. Go ahead.
Leather and Lark by Brynn Weaver. This is her first book? No, is it her second?
It's the second one.
Fuck!
The ruinous,
it is the second one.
The Ruinous Love.
Oh my God,
series.
love that. Okay, it is the second book. Wait, now you've made me blank.
Go ahead.
So it's about the friend of the main girl in the first book. And
which was called?
Dude, it's gone. It's gone. Her name is gone.
Okay.
I don't remember this book now. You're making me nervous.
Butcher and Blackbird.
Yes. But okay. But what's her name?
The girl?
Yeah, what's the girl's name?
She was the... Oh my God. Oh no, I didn't care about her name. I don't even know the guy's name.
But I do know that she basically...
I don't even remember these people's names.
She's basically...
in Leather and Lark.
They saw her as very timid and incapable of killing.
They would never assume that she would do anything bad.
Yes.
But she does.
And
it's also a fake dating as well.
Yes.
So that's
a lot of spice and a
So
lot
much
of
spice.
trigger warnings, like unexpected trigger warnings. I do want to say I did really like reading this book, but just a heads up to anyone who wants to pick up this book, I'm not a fan on how this author wrote her trigger warnings because she kind of made it seem like a joke.
It's like a joke. It's so weird because when you brought that up in the first book, I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Like, why would you treat your trigger warnings like this is the perfect time for me to make a little joke?
Yeah, because the things that were in the book that were triggering, it's like one of them was, I'm not going to get into details, but one of them had to do with animals. And she wrote it in her trigger warning as a joke. And it was like, there are people that actually have that as a trigger.
Yeah.
And you're treating it like a joke. And I will say, the first book, The Butcher and Blackbird, fucking love that shit. This book, Leather and Lark, it's not that I hated it, but it just didn't compare. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I want to put it at A or at mid.
I think we should put it at C. Forgot this existed.
Why?
You clearly
but there
forgot.
was a song. Imagine.
You're like, good thing I did my vocal warm-ups.
Okay, get my ukulele. Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I hated it.
I feel like I enjoyed it when we talked about it, but honestly, I can't tell you anything about this book.
Did you like Butcher and Blackbird?
Next question.
Oh my God! Okay, no, it's fine.
No,
it's fine. I'll be strong.
I feel like I liked Butcher and Blackbird more than I liked this one.
I think I was the same.
But I don't remember details of this one, Leather and Lark.
There's one specific thing I do remember where both you and I were like, wait, where's she standing? Because like everything was happening at once. How'd she get there?
Yeah, that's funny.
So, okay, fine. I'll be sad about it, but I'm okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, Fangirl Down is our next one by Tessa Bailey.
Mm-hmm. This one is about a girl who is the number one fan to this pro golfer, but he's in his feelings, you know?
Yeah.
He's going through it.
He's not.
The spark is kind of gone.
Yep.
But this girl kind of helps him gain that spark back.
Yes. It is very much forced proximity.
Mm-hmm. Very smutty.
Very slow. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, not that slow. I feel like things happen immediately. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's mid.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not gonna be book of the year.
No.
Okay, Wildfire by Hannah Grace is the second one to Icebreaker. Is that what it was called?
It's Maple Hills.
Maple Hills, but the first book was Icebreaker.
Yes.
So Maple Hills, that entire thing is about hockey players. Can I say something?
Yeah.
Not a lot of hockey.
Which I love. I love when sports romances don't really have the sport in it.
No, I want to see the sport. I want to
don't.
play by play.
That sounds gross. Because
Can I-
they're all sweaty and
Can I say something?
nasty and... Wait.
Stop saying gross things about sports. Sports are beautiful. This book has to do with one of the hockey players who is trying to make extra money. So he's a camp counselor.
Yes.
And he has a one-night stand with a girl before he goes to be a counselor. And it turns out she's also one of the counselors. Mm-hmm. So it is very much insta love. Mm-hmm. I like the way she writes characters. Like, she makes them likable. Mm-hmm. But now, sitting with this book longer, it's kind of cringe.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember there were some lines in this book that I really, really liked, especially with the way that the main character felt, like her insecurities. Mm-hmm. I just really resonated with some of the things that she would think and say. So I do remember I gave this a 5, but I kind of agree. Like, now sitting with it, it's not really a 5. I don't know.
But I don't even know if it's a 4.
You think it's mid?
I think it's kind of mid.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I think about
that's
the
fine.
only little spoiler I'm going to say, there's this one date they go on that when I think about that date, it makes me want to throw up in my mouth. Like, it's so cringy. The one where he takes her to see Ratatouille.
Oh, yes.
It's not even that fucking good of a movie.
You don't get it.
They come for me in the comments. I fucking love Ratatouille. I love that fucking rat.
Saved my fucking life, okay? I learned how to cook because of that bitch.
Okay, what's our next one?
Oh my God. Arguably our book of the year, Blood of My Monster by Rena Kent, which I think is a Mulan retelling.
I didn't feel that at all, but okay.
Remember, she's a woman, but she pretends to be a man, goes into the army.
But the main guy is also used to be mafia.
Yeah, so his family comes from mafia, but he is a sergeant, I believe.
Yeah.
And he sees a couple of men picking on the main character who he thinks is a guy, but realizes in 2 seconds, oh wait, that's a woman.
Yeah, and it's like, yes, you want to enter the military, but can you do 10 push-ups? But she could do 1,000 push-ups by the end. Probably one of the worst things I've ever read. I will say I was in my feelings and had COVID the time I read this.
Oh,
so wonderful. It did make me cry.
Oh my God. Stop. Don't say that.
The ending made me cry, but when I sobered up, I was like, they caught me lacking.
Crying because of how horrible this is.
This haunts me.
This haunts me too. Oh my God. This book, get it away from me.
Well, what do you think about Twisted Hate by Anna Huang?
What do I think about this?
This is the book with it was a doctor and someone who worked not in medical, but
but she was in some sort of office that he volunteered in, I think. Mm-hmm. But her best friend's brother.
Yes.
That's the trope. No. Yes. Does that make sense?
Best friend's brother.
Best friend's brother is the trope here.
I think it's really funny because
but they have an enemies to lovers feeling as well.
Yes. I think this is really, really funny because we read this book, not having read the other ones because this is book 3, but we met the couples from book 1 and book 2, and they would bring up the biggest plot points from their book, and we're just like, oh shit, that sounds crazy.
That sounds really crazy. But not crazy enough for me to want to read it.
No, trust me, I won't. I think I kind of ate this.
I kind of forgot about this.
Really? I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's just something about it.
I'm gonna be so honest with you right now. I don't remember at all how I felt about this book.
Never mind. Eyes clear. Sorry. I don't know who was speaking earlier. I don't like this book. I just remembered what I hated about this book.
What did you hate?
Do you remember that really morally corrupt thing that one of the characters does at the end? But this whole book never seemed like that the entire book.
Oh, that's so funny because I didn't have a problem with that. Me was more of like the cringe.
I would rather the cringe than like, hey, I've been so, because this is a normal book. I'm about to commit a crime for you, babe.
But that's love.
Oh, you know what? I never really thought about it like that. S tier.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I honestly feel like it should be C. Forgot this existed because it didn't really leave an impression. What do you think?
I am okay with putting it at C only because when I look at her mid, I don't want them to be compared. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's the same.
I'm okay with putting it at C.
Okay.
Oh my God. Look at the next one. That is Angels and Men by Rafael Nicolas, my favorite author. Mm-hmm. I fucking love this book. It is a continuation of the Angels series, which is a Lucifer Falling retelling, a Paradise Lost John Milton inspired story. And this book did not follow Lucifer. Mm-hmm. It follows Samieza and Azazel and their journey on like, they want to make God happy. So they're like, what if we go down to earth and let the humans love you?
Yeah. Teach the humans about you and why they should worship you.
But then there's just a lot of bad shit that goes down. I absolutely love this book.
Yeah. Yeah. This book, I love the way that Rafael Nicolas writes. Like it's so... I don't know how he is able to just invoke so many emotions. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so like poetic, but not overly poetic. I really love this book too. I love how you just put it in burying me with this book without us discussing.
Because you know, it deserves to be there.
Yeah,
right?
It is really good.
I thought you were going to be like, I forgot.
Actually, no, this haunts me.
I want to say, for the next book we're going to talk about, Gilded by Marissa Meyer. Mm-hmm. It is big spoiler here. A Rasputin.
What the hell are you saying?
A Rumpelstiltskin retelling. Did I know that? No. I went in thinking this was just an original story by Marissa, and
straight out of the dome.
This book.
How?
It had me. I was in my enclosure shaking. Dude.
The way that you got through this entire first book without realizing that this
Nothing.
is literally Rumpelstiltskin is crazy to me.
Dude, it wasn't until the second book where I figured it out.
At the end.
Yeah.
Go listen to our episodes.
But this first book, solid. Loved it. 5 out of 5. It deserves to be in the S tier.
No.
I think it's amazing.
No.
Just a work of art.
I disagree.
I think this book should be
in a glass case.
no, they should put resin. and just
Literally
put it
the
in a
same
museum.
fucking thing.
No, I just want it to be in a museum preserved forever in time. With my tear stains on it.
So this is your book of the year?
I think it deserves S tier.
You have not cried for any other book like this.
It's because the first time they kiss in that book, it's so fucking good. Really? It's not S for you? Is it at least A? What did you not like?
It's kind of...
No. No. You're telling me that you would compare it to Fangirl Down? Don't do this. Give me this one thing.
Okay, if we put it in A, there's no way Cursed is anything above mid.
You know what? I'm totally okay with that because the first point in this story where they say the name Rumpelstiltskin, I felt like I disassociated.
It was literally at the end of the book, which was so funny that's how long it took you.
Rumpelstiltskin. And I was like, oh, God damn it. So the second book, Cursed by Marissa Meyer.
It's just a continuation of the two main characters.
Mm-hmm. I still really like it, though. I just think Marissa Meyer, knows how to get to me personally.
Gets you.
She really does get me. It hurts giving it mid, but I feel like you want to give it lower than that.
I do. Oh my God. That's me compromising with you.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking C. Can you name me what happens in that book?
Yes,
No,
I
you
can,
can't.
but
No,
I don't
you
want to. I would be here for hours.
Reciting
Dude,
the whole
I
thing.
fucking love this shit. Fuck Rumpelstiltskin, though. I don't fucking care about that shit.
Did you ever watch Once Upon a Time?
No.
Oh, okay.
See, so I knew nothing.
Okay.
I knew nothing.
Next is, oh my God, your book of the year.
My book of the year.
Powerless by
Lauren Roberts.
Yes.
Can I say?
Please say
When I
it.
think about these books, I think about when I walked into your home ready to film these episodes with stars in my eyes. And I'm like, I could sit with my best friend. We're going to talk about how much I love this book. And then just leaving so broken.
Why? Why did you leave broken?
I think I was just, like I said, I had COVID when I read all these books. I think it just hurt me that these books kind of suck. So if you don't know, I feel like everyone knows about these books if you're on Book Talk or Book Threads or any of those. But Lauren Roberts is a new-ish author, and she wrote this series in which it's kind of like a magical series. And the first book, which is Powerless, has a very Hunger Games vibe where there is these trials that these people have to complete, and whoever wins the trial, I think, just gets recognition, right? Recognition and money.
I actually don't know.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be honest. Sorry. I don't think Lauren Roberts knows either.
Well, because there were certain aspects that I felt like were just thrown in just to throw it in. There was really no reason for it.
Many plot holes. Many things where it felt like it was a start of a good idea, but I think Lauren just forgot that she wrote it. We did say a lot of things in our episode, so please go watch it.
If you want spoilers.
But it just sucks because I really like her characters.
Yeah,
like a lot.
I like the characters too. And trust me, I'm excited for the next one. Fearless, but I don't think it's going to be that good.
Can I say, out of the 3, I'm going to rate these weird. I would say I forgot about the first one.
You forgot about Powerless?
Yeah, because there's one that just sticks out more to me. I think I forgot.
You better not say Reckless. Because What the fuck?
What's wrong with that?
What
is wrong with that?
What even happened in Reckless?
A lot of stuff.
Literally nothing. I would say Powerless is mid. Powerful,
which is the 1.5 written about one of the best friends that popped up in 2 pages of the first book.
Yeah.
And they wrote about her and just this beautiful man.
I feel like it could have been so much had this been a little bit had this been outlined before the first book.
Can I say something a little controversial?
Go ahead.
I think because Lauren Roberts forgot that Mac existed, maybe we forget that it existed too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think it should be forgot this existed just because it wasn't really thought about.
And it didn't do anything. I really wish that that character in that book could have been in the 3rd book, but he was not.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert, he's not in it.
So Reckless, an S tier book, I would say.
You would say that.
Continues to follow our 2 main characters as our main girl is like running from the law and our main guy is the law. How do you run from those you love?
See, the trope is so juicy, so delicious, so wonderful, but the execution is just haunting me, honestly.
I thought it was really funny. Little spoiler. I thought it was really funny how it's supposed to be very like forbidden love. It never really felt like it was forbidden.
Mm-mm.
What are they gonna do?
Not kiss? Not make out?
I still pick this book up.
It's gonna be more forbidden in the next one.
I don't fucking care. Actually, I do care. I don't know why I lied. So I think this is. I don't know because I really like it.
This book sucked.
It's good. You don't get it. Lauren, I'm here to support you. Please just write it better next time. Because I'm here. I'm so here. If she has one fan, it's me.
This book was so pointless. You could have literally just summarized this and put it in the last one as a little epilogue.
True. But it was so good. And it was funny because like
that is so weird that you're saying right now. You're lying. You're saying this was so good when you came in super happy, bright-eyed on that day. You were like, oh, but the 3rd book, I have so much to say. You had a whole list of things to tear it apart. But now you want to pretend like you loved it from the start.
My heart is soft for it. I just think that although some of the dialogue did repeat a lot, and also I don't really see the point in the journey, and also
where the fuck is Mac?
And why isn't there riots with the big political change that happened at the end of book 1? Who knows? But I still ate that shit up. So S tier?
No, D.
Really? Can we at least put it at C?
You're gonna put it in the same as Powerful?
Oh my god. Just let the record know I would have put it in S in a heartbeat.
No, you wouldn't have. Look me in the eyes.
Okay.
Is it a contender for Book of the Year for you?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Next is Markless by C.G. Malbury. Mm-hmm. And this book was recommended to us. I don't think I would have ever sought out this book, but now sitting with it for longer, this book has to do with people have this mark on them. Mm-hmm. And if you touch your soulmate, your mark gets amplified and your power gets amplified.
Yeah. It's like you go through a transformation.
Mm-hmm. But then there are people who are markless, who are kind of seen as the lower class. Mm-hmm. So there is this markless who is summoned by the upcoming queen. And she's like, hey, they're trying to get me to marry my soulmate. I don't want to. So can you use your magic to make it so that my mark does not respond to whoever my soulmate is? Mm-hmm. And it is...
'cause she's like a witch.
Yes. It is forced proximity. It is, it's a sapphic romance. Mm-hmm. And there's just so much singing in this book.
Which you hated.
Yeah, I did.
But really I think that's so funny.
I'm going to be honest with you. I do not remember much about this book.
I would personally put it in mid, but if you want to put it in C, I'm fine with it.
Okay. I do really, I just wish I remembered more. It felt like it could have been a duology.
Yeah.
But because it was a single, I don't know. It just didn't really stand out. So the next one is Beach Read by Emily Henry. Mm-hmm. And this was a book about two authors who swap genres. Mm-hmm. And it is forced proximity. It is enemies to lovers. It is a slow burn. So much tension.
Is it enemies to lovers?
In her perspective.
Oh, yeah. Because she thought that there was like some sort of animosity between them. But
yes.
There wasn't.
There wasn't. It's Emily Henry.
Yeah.
I liked it, but now I don't. It's not that I forgot it existed, but it's not my favorite Emily Henry book.
Yeah, I think out of all of the Emily Henry books we've read, this is probably my least favorite.
I get that. I think you had a problem with the title, right? Because they never read at the beach.
Because it wasn't actually a beach.
Yeah.
But.
Mid,
yeah. Sorry, Emily Henry. Which is weird because I feel like her books are pretty good overall. Okay, next is We Used to Live Here by Marcus Clywer.
I think so.
This was the start of our spooky season.
I just want to apologize. I feel like I really went through it.
Spooky season, I always look forward to it. We have a lot
of spooky. I'm looking at it too.
It's long.
Yeah, that's most of our list. Mm-hmm. This book was the one where people came at the beginning of the book and were like, hey, we used to live here.
And I really want to show my kids like around. Is it okay if I come in? And
they don't want to leave.
They basically don't want to leave anymore. So I was obsessed with this book.
Very good. I don't know, because at the time I gave it a 5. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I want to put it at S or at A. Because I don't think it's going to be book of the year. But I do think it needs a little bit of recognition. I just didn't know how to feel about the ending.
I feel like looking at all of our spooky reads, and then on my personal, for me, it would be Bury Me with this book. I thought it was so good. And for a debut book.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was their debut book. It was so good. And I love that it started off in like, what was it? It's like a Reddit. No Sleep? Is that what it's called?
Oh, was it? I didn't know that. Oh, I love that shit. Okay. The next one is Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman. Mm-hmm. This book is a little girl who is being... Is there like a ghost attached to her?
So there was a ghost in her closet, and it's like... every day this ghost is like getting out of the closet and like following her around. Mm-hmm. And for a while it was just around the house, but then eventually it was outside of the house too.
Yes.
And she calls this ghost their mommy.
The parents in this book, fucking useless.
Yeah, piss me off.
I would say I really do like this book.
I like the format of this book because this author changed the format of the writing to kind of fit the perspective of a child, which I thought was done well.
And I thought the audio was really, really good because I listened to the audiobook. Mm-hmm. They did a really good job doing the voice of the little girl. I want to say it's mid.
Okay.
Because there were parts of this story that didn't deliver. Like I felt like the peak of the story was kind of weak when they all had to basically confront this ghost. Mm-hmm. I thought that was very weak.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Mid.
I thought it was better than that, but...
What do you think? Because out of the ones that we've read, I don't think it's S tier, but I'm okay with putting it at A.
I don't know, because I honestly, it's fine at mid.
Mid? Okay.
Yeah. There's certain parts that I didn't like, but... I feel like this story is that type of story that kind of like lingers, like stays a little bit.
I get it.
But next book was Middle of the Night by Riley Sager.
Mm-hmm.
And this book is essentially about this man who comes back into his hometown because his parents moved out of the house. And he's trying to remember a moment that happened, I think, when he was 10, where he was in a tent in his backyard with his best friend at the time. And then the next day, the best friend went missing and was never found. So he's kind of going through the haunting of not knowing what happened that night.
I thought this book was... There were some characters I really, really liked. But it kind of felt really convoluted.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, for me personally, dude, when I was reading the story, I could not stop reading it. I was so invested. I was like, I need to solve this freaking mystery. Who knew about this little boy?
Well, how did you feel about the outcome of this book?
I liked it because I felt like, okay, it didn't have to be anything too crazy, you know?
I get it.
But I'm okay with, because for me personally, it's not book of the year. So I'm okay with if you wanted to put it somewhere lower. Or
I'm
whatever.
okay at mid, because out of all the ones we read, I feel like that's a good place for it.
Yeah.
This next one, I really, really liked. It's Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose.
Yeah, Geneva Rose.
It is these siblings who all come home because the mom passes away, and they're watching family VHS tapes and witness their parents covering up a crime. And then this crime connects to them very like directly connects to them. So it's them trying to figure out what to do with this
information.
So fucking good.
Yeah, this one was really good.
Book. S or A?
I didn't give it 5 stars. I think you did.
You want to do A?
Yeah, I think it's a banger, but not a star.
Okay. The Cemetery Spot by Jenna Moquin. This was we got it as an ARC from the author. Shout out. She was so nice.
Yeah.
I think this is her first book. No, it's not.
No.
It's not her first book, but I know that Frida McFadden really likes her writing. So she basically came to us saying that she has very similar not writing style, but like the genre to Frida McFadden.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that this book, it follows the characters in like immediately having to cover up for a crime that one of them committed, but keeps connecting this crime and the fact that they're hiding it to something that happened in the past that was very similar. And it's just trying to figure out why, after this crime was committed and covered up, the person who did it just doesn't seem to care. So it's basically trying to figure out what went on. I really did like the story, but I wasn't a fan of the writing.
Yeah.
I remember there were parts where she would make jokes and it just didn't deliver.
Yeah, they didn't land.
Yeah, so...
There's this one line that I remember.
Which one?
The balloon one.
Oh, dude, I fucking hate that line. It was like because she like let go of a balloon and then she described it to be like a loose fart. Was it that one?
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck? That's so like, didn't someone die? Like, I remember we kept making a joke about the main character because she kept like crushing Sprite cans.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking wild. I don't
know, because I really, really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed our discussion so much, but I feel like the book...
I could forget that this existed.
Yeah, same. So, forgot this existed.
Yes.
But the next one, though, oh my God, None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. It's essentially about this woman who is famous because she has a really successful podcast. And, well, it's not her perspective, but it feels like she's like, you know, the main character. And then this other girl who comes in to, I think, a pub, sees this famous podcaster, but notices her because it's her birthday. And she's like, oh my God, that's my birthday twin. She goes up to this famous podcaster and is like, hey, you're my birthday twin. I was also born this day. And they kind of just form a friendship, not a friendship. It's more of like a business because the podcaster is kind of at a point in her career where she's like, "Ugh, what should I do next? Like, who should I interview next? Because her work centers around successful women at this point. So this random girl is like, hey, what about interviewing a girl who is about to like get out of a situation, like
is about to be successful.
Is about to be successful. Would that interest you? And that's kind of how it all starts.
This book was so fucking good.
Yeah. Honestly, I could not stop with reading this book. I was so into it.
I think I would S tier. If it's, I would compare it to We Used to Live Here.
Yeah, same. I thought it was so good.
Okay. Our next book is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher.
What Feasts at Night.
What Feasts at Night?
No? Isn't it?
No, that's the second one.
Oh, okay.
What Moves the Dead is the first one. This is a retelling of
Edgar Allan Poe's
The House of Usher.
The House of Hill Usher? The House of Usher?
I think so.
I don't remember what the title is, but
you loved this one.
Oh my god, yes. I had so much fun with our main character. And also, I guess the friendships that were made along the way, but also I loved the descriptions. Like there was a description of one of the characters' hair, how it looked kind of like silk, like spider web. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it.
I'm okay with you putting this where you want to put it.
I think the first one I enjoyed a lot more than the second one. I would put it in a banger, but not a star. What Feasts at Night is essentially... Oh, you put an S?
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
I thought you said... Sorry.
Oh, okay.
What Feasts at Night? It's a continuation of Alex, who's our main character's story. It's funny because it's right after what had happened in the first one. And Alex is just like, I hope nothing else happens.
I hope we're good for now. But then they go back home and there's a mystery at home.
I didn't mind this story. It's not an A.
No, I think if there was something between A and B, that's where it would go. But
for now, B.
I think for now it's just mid.
Is the next one My Darling Dreadful Thing?
Yeah, by Johanna van Veen.
Dude, I fucking love this book.
This book is so good.
It is about... Was she the daughter of someone who didn't want her, right?
So our main character was neglected by her mother.
Yes.
And so as a child, she would have to like do these little acts because her mom pretended to be psychic. And so this little girl would have to hide like under the floorboards and like pull levers, and she was terrified. And ever since then, she basically attached herself to a ghost who was kind of like that motherly figure, in my opinion. I don't think it was ever confirmed, but that's kind of how I saw her. And she grows up.
Yes.
And has a situation where this girl and her family come in to do a reading or a psychic, a seance, if you will.
Yeah, to call upon her past husband.
Her dead husband. And
then she buys her.
She buys her from her mother, saves her from her mother. And
I will say the romance, because it's a sapphic book, the romance in this book kind of threw me off because the idea of buying her and then the age gap that they had.
What age gap?
Didn't they have a huge age gap? That's what I said last time too, didn't I? It felt like they did, only because our main character, because she was supposed to pretend to be this person, she felt younger. Right?
She wasn't, though.
I'm going to say, now having sat with it, I mean, I want to say a B, but I know you want to say an A.
This book is so good.
I'm okay with putting it at an A.
Okay. A banger, but not a star. She's a star to me.
Our next book is Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle. I was super excited to read this because I've known about Chuck Tingle. And
the Chuck Tingle lore.
Yes, the Chuck Tingle lore, the whole Hugo Awards shit that was going on. I was so excited to read this because I feel like this is his first non-joke book. And it basically has to do with these characters. Well, this one character who is super religious, and she hears about this conversion therapy camp and doesn't really think much about it. But then she realizes that she starts having feelings for this one girl. But anytime she feels that certain way, there's a demon that comes and attacks her.
Yeah.
And there's
or just kind of like haunts her.
Yes. There is way more to it. But that's basically the premise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm low-key sad because I expected so much more out of this book.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Like, I had told Cheli that I was really into this book, but like halfway through it, it kind of felt really, really short for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was starting to feel like, okay, why are we doing this?
And I'm going to be so sad, but I feel like I have forgot that this book existed.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I do remember liking certain points. I don't remember anything. There was this one character line that they said in a car that I really liked.
Uh-huh.
That was basically it. Okay. Rotten Tommy by
David Sodergren.
He wrote The Horror, which we both ate up.
Near and dear to our hearts.
We made an episode for it. You should go watch it. But Rotten Tommy, what was it about?
What the fuck was that? What was that? It's essentially about our main character. She finds some like missing person's flyer, I think. And she's like, hey, wait a minute. That looks like me.
Oh, yeah.
As a child. And I believe there's also VHS tapes or something like that.
That when she sees they're part of a show.
They're part of a show and it's really creepy, but she notices like a shadow that passes by on the TV. And ever since then, it was like a demon was released or something. I'm still kind of confused about what the hell that was, but
this book haunts me.
This book, I fucking hate this book. This book haunts me. And it's so funny because we got a comment on this episode. Shout out to that person because I love that they basically agreed with us and was just like, yeah, what was that? And I was like, yeah, what was that?
That's so funny.
I can't believe that exists.
The next book is
Guillotine by Delilah S. Dawson.
You just explained it to me. I don't remember. Oh, no, this is the one where this girl really wants to be a fashion designer. And so she starts dating the son of a really famous fashion designer.
Yeah. She goes on a few dates.
Yes. They go on a few dates and she hears from him that he's going to like this family, like this really big event that his family does on an island. And she convinces him to let her go. But then it's just bloodshed.
Yeah.
All of the workers basically turn against the family. And it's really fucking good. I don't remember loving this book, but now having sat with it for a bit, I think I would say like mid.
I thought she was a banger.
You think so?
But
maybe let's put it at banger because I kind of want to even this out.
Oh my God, you don't even care.
Well, looking
That's
at
hilarious.
our horror stories that I put there and the ones I put here, I feel like it is more on level with the ones that are on A.
Okay, so next is The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. This one is essentially, well, it has two different perspectives. One perspective is in the past, and it's about a boy going through high school, I think.
Yes.
And things are just a little bit weird. There was a body that was found, and this boy is kind of like suspicious, but you don't really know whether or not this boy was or not involved. And in the present time, it's this girl who's, going on these dates, and one of her best friends is also going on dates, and she starts getting serious with this doctor, and then the main character finds her best friend's body.
Yes.
I don't know if I explained that well.
There's a lot of things that you have to read it because the timeline makes sense as you're reading it.
It starts to parallel together. This book was really good.
This was a really good book. I think sitting with it now, I could say that's S tier.
Yeah, that was an S tier. It was really, really good.
The next book is called
The Skin Was Once Mine
by Eric LaRocca. Can I say I remember loving it as I read it? I don't remember shit now.
This book haunts me. I don't like this book. at all.
No, you
actually.
didn't.
What is this book about? It's essentially a collection of short stories.
But they all connect with one little thing. That's the thing I liked. Because the first story I remember had to do with that little supermarket place that they had found. And then that place was important to another story. But it's just been... I feel like it just left my mind after I read it. Which makes me sad because I actually really like Eric LaRocca. But
I felt like the writing was so gross.
Well, you know what? It's not for everyone. And that's okay. That's okay. We could just leave her. The next one is Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. Scooby-Doo, but it doesn't make sense. That's what it is.
Yeah, basically.
And I feel like you told me that people talk about this book, right?
Well, I had seen that this book was like trending on Barnes & Noble, but I'm wondering if it was trending just because it's short and it was during Halloween time.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's good at all.
I want to put it at C, but I feel like Camp Damascus was way better.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'll put it at D. The next book took me 5,000 years to read.
You were literally stuck on the first paragraph.
Yeah, I could not get... Dude, oh my God. You say that like a joke, but I remember how it was like... In March of this year, the blood of this many innocents were killed by Slewfoot or something like that. And I kept re-listening to that shit so much. I was at work going crazy. I was like, please let me get past this page. And it wasn't until I actually physically read it where I was like, wait.
Oh, it makes sense.
This shit slaps. It is about a woman whose husband dies. And she's basically told like, hey, you're going to have to marry your husband's brother's son because he told you to. And he's like, no. She says, no, technically this is my land. So if I tend to it for one more month, it belongs to me.
Yeah. So this was during a time when women didn't have any rights.
Yeah. And I think this was like Puritan religion.
Yeah.
So I fucking love this book.
Yeah, the feminine rage was so fucking good.
It was really good.
God.
S tier.
S tier, yes, I agree.
What's the next one? Moth Diaries?
Oh, yeah, Diaries by Rachel Klein.
I don't remember shit.
I don't remember shit either. It's essentially about a teenage girl who goes to boarding school, has a best friend, and then her best friend starts hanging out with this other girl who gives vibes that she might be not human, but is she? Is she or is she not? I don't know.
I'm sorry, I already put it. This haunts me.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't care for this book at all.
I agree.
Our next one is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by...
Go ahead. Lori.
I was going to say Jillian. Lori who?
Isn't it like Gilmore?
Oh, it is Lori Gilmore. It's kind of hard to talk about my home,
Dream Harbor,
because I'm a citizen at Dream Harbor.
As a citizen of the sexy town,
of sexy people, where everyone gets paired off because it's very much every trope exists here, but also no one from the LGBTQ community.
Not yet. Okay,
weird.
Let's hold off. I'm
hoping. This first book has to do with a Jeannie who experienced her manager dying, and he had been dead for a while, and she's like, oh my God, because he was a workaholic, no one even cared to check on him. I don't want that to happen to me. So she moves to Dream Harbor to take over the cafe that her aunt had owned, and meets this really cute farmer, produce worker.
This really chill guy.
His name's Logan. I imagined Hugh Jackman.
Me too.
I'm gonna say...
I think she was a banger.
Okay, but compared to the other books. Because I feel like the other books were more of a banger than the first one.
Okay, fine. We'll could put it in... Do you really want to put it in mid?
No, I don't. I'll put it at banger. Because then the second one is the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. And my girl Hayes. My girl Hayes? And Noah? Was that his name?
I think so.
I think it is Noah. I think I just ate that shit up. It is about a bookstore owner whose name is Hazel, who reads about love, but is never in love. And her biggest thing is that she wishes that when she hangs out with her friends,
She had stories to tell on her own, like her own stories.
Yeah. I don't even think that matters at the end.
Noah basically helps her come out of her shell, I guess.
Banger.
Yeah.
Banger. I'm gonna put it right there.
Lights Out by Nevessa Allen is next.
It's that
dude, the mask talk.
The stalker romance mask talk, you're right. Mm-hmm. Morally gray character that everyone on Book Talk loved. There was that audio going around. I just want to see her run while I chase her in the forest, but it's also our first date, so I don't know. Dude, I remember going fucking crazy because the spice in this book kind of fucking makes me angry.
Oh, why?
Do you remember that scene where he like stabbed his
knife into the bed?
And then he was like, sit on it. I'd be like, please, it's Sunday. Like, maybe it's just not for me.
I think S.
S? That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's not mid.
That's crazy that you didn't let me put Gilded higher than Lights Out.
It's not good.
Dude, what? Did you love this book?
Lights Out?
Yeah.
I feel like sitting it with this book, I was like, you know what? He was kind of a consensual king. You know what? He turned off the camera when she was, what a nice guy.
Okay, but you're telling me.
What a sweetheart.
But you're telling me that the scene where they accidentally committed a crime together and all of a sudden the mafia was involved, that's S tier?
Damn, I forgot about that. Why'd you have to ruin this for me?
If you want to have it up, maybe A.
It's not
but
mid.
I'm going to say B.
No, it's not mid.
Yes, it's mid.
Lights Out is so good.
That halfway point, I was just off. I was like, no. I would have liked it.
Were you ever on?
Yeah, I was okay with it at the beginning. Of course, it's not my favorite, but I'm saying B.
I think A.
Okay, I am giving you this one.
Because what?
I'm giving you this one. I just want you to remember you owe me.
Oh my God.
Okay, the next one is The Christmas Tree Park.
Farm
by Lori Gilmore. Mm-hmm. And it is the third in the Dream Harbor.
Or the main characters were
Jeannie's brother, whose name is Benny, and
Benny from the Block.
And I remember this girl's name. Wait, I'm testing it. Kira. See, I had it. So even though it's in Dream Harbor, even though
it's a town full of sexies.
There's a new girl in town, and she's kind of a grump. Not really.
I wish she was more of a grump.
I feel like
get off my lawn. Like that kind of grump.
I wish so too. It was just no one bothered to talk to her. That was basically what it was. And it's funny because I want to put it at mid because I hated that, but I also really like these characters, so I'm going to say a banger. Right?
Is this the favor or
no? We can put it at mid if you feel like it's mid.
Yeah, I think it's mid.
Okay. Hexed by Emily McIntyre, which, by the way, I pointed this out to you. I think it's spelled wrong.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Right? It should be HEXXED. This is a
Little Mermaid retelling,
but mafia.
But in the perspective of if Ursula wins.
One of my favorite scenes in this book is where a grown-ass 6-foot man is wearing a full suit and ran on the beach.
What a sexy guy.
I fucking hated this book. I forgot it existed. Oh. I'm good with just letting this shit go.
You know what? I don't think it was that bad. But okay, yeah, we could put it in.
I feel like this is the one you owe me. Yeah, because the other ones I feel like we're gonna agree with. Phantasma. Who wrote this? Kaylee Smith.
Go ahead.
I feel like I've been talking too much.
This one is essentially having to do with the 9 circles of hell. So our main character is a necromancer. God. That's so funny. 'Cause I feel like necromancy is like a theme. What the hell? And her mother passed away in the beginning of the book, and she's kind of like transferring her mother's, like, I don't know what it is, like her abilities to her.
Yes.
It's like her accepting like this position that her mother was in, which is the necromancy. So now she is able to see like these people who are dead.
Yeah.
But she also sees a flyer of Phantasma, which is kind of like a game. Like, if you ever read Caraval,
Is it like that?
it's kind of like that, but I didn't really like Caraval, so better in my opinion.
I think this is an S tier book.
Yes, I agree. Can I let me just
Oh, I'm sorry, you're not even done. I'm already into it.
I'm not even done yet, but so essentially if you go to this Phantasma event, you're allowing the demons there to know your deepest, darkest secrets, because they're going to use that against you to try to get you out of this game, because if you win this game, you get a wish granted.
Okay.
And there's this sexy ghost there. I love this book so much. S tier. Please
I remember
bury me with this book.
in this episode where I was like, how do they do it?
Don't
How do
ask
you have sex with a ghost?
Don't ask questions. Just accept
I
it.
just thought it was funny because he was a ghost, he was able to just make things appear and disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So during the spice scenes, he'd be like, you're in your bathroom, you're on your bed, clothes off, I'm next to you. And I'm just like, damn.
Oh my
Okay.
God. He didn't have time to waste. He was like, let's go, babe.
Who wrote this next book? I'm like, Lynette Noni.
Mm-hmm.
Our next one is A Carne by Lynette Noni, I think. This is a recommended book.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to do with this girl who was going to school. She was going with like her, what are the words?
Enrollment papers.
Yeah, her enrollment papers. And her family dropped her off. And then she walked through the wrong door, I guess, and fell into the forest.
Into another world.
And now she's in, what was it called? Fedora? Menorah? I don't fucking know what it was. Medora. Okay. So
now you Fedora.
I'm sorry. So she goes to this magical world, and apparently she's super special.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely chosen one trope.
It really is. But can I be honest? What happened?
Nothing. Literally nothing happened.
I still kind of ate this shit up, though.
We literally experienced school with this girl.
Yeah, I felt like I had to go to school. I felt like I had to study.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, when there was like so many reveals, I felt like it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no danger. It felt like
the
there was no
stakes
danger.
were low, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it haunts me. I think I just forgot this existed.
I do want to read the next one just personally. I'll let you know if it gets better.
Okay, yeah. Keep me updated.
Our Thanksgiving book,
Stuffed by Jessica
Gilzilda? Jessica G.
Let me look it up.
Stuffed is a short story that has to do with this girl who is going back home to celebrate Thanksgiving with her family, which she hasn't done in a long time because she's very work oriented. She's kind of quirky thank you. She's kind of quirky and a dork, but she's had this crush on her brother's best friend for like forever. So now that they're together for Thanksgiving, things start to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of just read this book because we said that there were no Thanksgiving books on our list.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't good.
I regretted it.
Yeah.
I had so many issues with this book. I felt like there should have been trigger warnings in this book. But oh my God, do you notice that our tier list is in a little pattern? It's
very symmetrical. Maybe we should keep it like that.
Yeah, let's just
stop there.
Let's try to keep it symmetrical.
Okay, well, do you want to say the next one?
The next one is One Dark Window by
Rachel
Gillig. And this one is essentially a fantastical world where the magic is currently split between cards. Mm-hmm. And every card, whoever has the card in their possession and taps it 3 times, you get whatever the card grants you. But I think the message in this is like, be careful. Like
because there's always a cost.
Oh yeah, magic always has a cost.
Mm-hmm.
And our main character, Elsbeth, she was sick when she was a little girl, and she touched a card. And when she touched the card, it was a nightmare card, and the monster basically went into her mind, basically.
Yes.
And
she is chosen by our main character, Raven, to help her look for all these cards.
The love interest.
Yes.
He's not the main character.
Yeah, you're right. Love interest. To find all these cards, because apparently if all these cards are put together, then the sickness can be cured. And they call it degeneration, which I thought was really cool. Mm-hmm. S tier.
I don't think I explained it very well, but this book is so good. Or listen to our episode.
Yes.
S tier.
I recommend do both. We're going to read the next book next year. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited.
S tier. This book is so good. Okay.
The next book is Songbird and Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. This is the third book in the Nyaxia series. This book follows Misha right after book 2 of the Nyaxia series. And it's basically about a vampire who killed a vampire prince. And because of that, they were going to execute her. But instead, one of the other vampire princes is like, wait, I actually have a quest that the god told me to do, and I could use her help. So it's them going on this quest in the underworld to bring back the god of the underworld.
S tier.
I love this book. I feel like
so good.
Explaining it as a standalone is so weird. Mm-hmm. You really have to read all of the Nyaxia books, because it's just so fucking good. Yeah. I feel like Carissa does a really good job at world building.
She does. And like, she gets me to care about these characters so well. But yeah, I loved everything about this book.
So these next 5 books, they were all part of an Amazon
collection, the Under the Mistletoe. And you know what? We really wanted to do Christmas this year. I feel like we never really read Christmas stories. Well, I think next year we should do Christmas stories, but standalones maybe.
Yeah, because
not under a collection.
I will say all of them had the theme of just like a lot of sex.
Oh, yes. Which would be fine, but I needed more.
I will say Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. That one had to do with like there was a blizzard that kind of snowed in our character who was just trying to pick up a pot from the love interest's house. Mm-hmm. And they had a really weird where he had confessed his love and she rejected him. So now
he's her best friend's brother.
Yes. There's just weird tension between them.
There's a lot of best friend's brother in this.
Yeah. What happened to us? We used to be into fake dating.
That happened accidentally. This
book to me, banger.
I thought it was okay.
It's a
I thought it was mid.
Out of all the books, I want to say it was my favorite. I'm okay with putting it at mid because I really like Gilded. So
why do you keep comparing it to Gilded?
Because I keep looking at it. The next one
Are you sure Gilded is not going to be your book of the year? Because it sounds like you love this book.
I do really like Gilded. I don't know.
Okay, so the next book we read was Merry Ever After by Tessa Bailey. This one had the trope of single mom and farmer.
Single mom works 2 jobs.
Yeah, so she was working at a thrift store when this big man,
just the biggest man you've ever seen,
was trying on some jeans, accidentally ripped them. Yeah. He comes out, he's like, I'm really sorry, but no jeans fit this fat ass. And so she was like, you know what, I'm actually a seamstress, so I could make you, a custom pair of jeans. But then he runs away because he sees that she has a baby, but he's thinking, oh my God, she's married and I'm flirting with her. But then eventually he realizes she's a single mom and I could be the dad that stepped up.
And then she also is like, Dad, I like it.
I like it.
The spice in this kind of drove me insane.
Dude, this book had so many cringy lines. It was so unexpected because I remember sitting there reading this like, this can't be Tessa Bailey. No. Tessa? No way.
Is this the one where she called her privates, see you next Tuesday? Was this the book that did it?
I think so.
I'm not a fan of that.
This one kind of haunts me.
Okay, I think so too, actually. I think so too.
Just like, I don't know, just thinking about some of the lines in that book, I can't.
You know what's crazy though? All by My Elf by Olivia Dade haunts me a lot too. Mm-hmm. Because is this the one with them being in a hot dog?
The hot dog car.
They're in like a hot dog car and they're dropping off a coworker to go spend Christmas somewhere. And while they're trying to go who knows fucking where, they get stuck somewhere and play Would You Rather.
No, they play Never Have I Ever.
Never Have I Ever. And it's just so cringy because it's crush for 4 months. That's basically what it is. And then they have a day where they mess around with playing Never Have I Ever.
And it's like, oh no, I've always had a crush on you. You thought I was with her? No, I wasn't.
This gave teenage energy even though they were both close to 40.
Yeah, I agree. And then there was like some cringy moments in this one too. So this one also haunts me in a different way, but it also haunts me.
No, this one I wake up haunted. In a cold sweat. Yeah, out of breath. Like I'm just so scared of that book. Merriment and Mayhem by Alexandria Belfleur. This is the one with the firefighter.
The firefighter's always saving this girl from shenanigans.
From herself. Everly Dangerfield.
Yeah. That name
is crazy.
And essentially they start liking each other. That's it.
Also haunts me. I don't care. I don't care about that book. That one I cared about the least.
Really?
I don't even remember the spice.
That is so funny because I felt like that one was better than All by My Elf. Because it wasn't as cringy. Well, actually it wasn't as cringy as Merry Ever After.
Can I say something? Looking at it right now, it still haunts me. I'm not going to change that. I do like Cruel Winter with You. I know you're not forcing me to do this, but I just feel like it just needs to be closer to it needs to be closer to the other ones just because they were all very similar on how much they sucked.
Oh my god. All the rage is coming out now. Okay, the last one in this collection, thank God. Only Santa's in the Building by Alexis Daria.
She wrote the You Had Me at Hola, which we both ate that shit up.
Oh yeah, it was really good.
You liked this one.
I did like this one. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I just feel like none of these were that good.
I will say I'm okay with putting it with Cruel Winter with You.
Okay, yes, I agree. But let me just explain it. Essentially, it's about a comic book illustrator who has been getting like these little handmade ornaments on her doorknob. And she lives in an apartment and she has this really big crush on this guy named Theo who lives, I think, 4 floors up or something like that. And she's been meeting her deadline, so she's been very focused on work. And then eventually when she's finally done with her work, she's at a party and then he's like, hey girl, I've always actually liked you, but I never wanted to come between you and your deadlines. And it's just kind of like wow, the guy that I've always liked likes me back. Cool. Mm-hmm. That's it.
I'm just going to put it at forgot it existed.
Okay.
Very Chico del Apartamento 512 vibes, which is a Selena song.
Quintanilla.
Yes. Man in Apartment 512.
Mm-hmm. It's just about a guy that you have a crush on that lives in that apartment. So
we have one more book, which is kind of a special guest. It is Rebecca Ross's Ruthless Vows, which is the second book to the Divine Rivals duology. And I remember Christmas. No, was it Christmas? Yeah, it was Christmas time when I went to go visit my family. Mm-hmm. I wasn't home. I wasn't anywhere near home. And I was at a Barnes and Nobles. And I was hunting for this book. I was like, it came out today.
I remember.
I'm going to go get it. And I remember taking a video. I don't know if I ever sent it to you, but it was when I found it. I was like, oh my fucking God. Mm-hmm. And I grabbed it and I was just so excited to read this book. But I didn't know what was happening with the publishing agency.
Yeah, the boycott, the St. Martin's Press.
So I just remember, I posted a video on TikTok. And then I took it down because I was like, there was like this agreement that people came to that's like, if you're reading these books, please don't post about it because we don't want to give like recognition to this agency. Mm-hmm. And both you and I, after filming the episode, agreed to not post it.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Well, I was okay with not posting it because I felt like the publishing house should have responded like right away, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even know if you saw, but they barely responded in October, where it was like a long, I don't even remember it, but it was like a long thing, and they had like bullet points of like things that they're gonna do differently. And honestly, I was just thinking, will they actually do anything differently? I don't know.
Yeah, because that was back in January when there was issues. So the fact that it took 10 months.
Actually, so when I looked it up, it said October 2023. Which is weird because I hadn't. Well, I mean, we're not. Well, I'm not really online. You're not really online either.
I had people were still upset in 2024. So we never posted the video of that episode.
Yeah. So the audio did come out, but we didn't want to post the video of it.
Yes.
And I just kind of felt like. I feel bad for Rebecca Ross because Divine Rivals was honestly so good. So good. Like, it was our book of the year, like, as a podcast. And so for me, I just felt like I feel bad because it's not, I don't know, is it her fault? Like, I don't think it's her fault that she's in this agency.
I don't think it is either. But I don't know enough to say that concretely.
Yeah, same.
But what I will say about this book is it's a continuation of the book that we really liked, Divine Rivals. And I just thought this book was so fucking good. It continues off after our main characters separate. And our main girl, whose name was Iris. Yeah. She, oh my God, it's all coming back to me. She basically is on one side of the war while the love interest Kit is on the other side of the war. And she's trying to bring him back. And it's weird because, don't cry. It's weird because there's fights within, like, what's happening with the gods. But that's not the main point of our story. Yeah. And you had brought that up, that's just so interesting to have it done like that.
It was more so that way in the first one, Divine Rivals, but in Ruthless Vows, we do get to see a little bit more of the gods. But they're still not really, like, the main focus.
Their love is so good.
I love them so much.
Their love is so good and so real. I will always think about the first time they see each other again.
Yeah. Oh. That moment was so special. Oh my God, this duology is so good.
It's an S tier.
It's an S tier, yeah. Without even question.
I'm kind of sad that video will never see the light of day, but at least the audio's out. So please go listen to that. We're done.
Wow. Okay, so should we go line by line? Let's start at D with This Haunts Me.
Yes.
So we have Blood of My Monster by Rena Kent, Reckless by Lauren Roberts, Rotten Tommy by David Sodergren, This Skin Was Once Mine by Eric LaRocca, Graveyard Shift by ML Rio, The Moth Diaries by Rachel Klein, Stuffed by Jessica Galadia.
Galadzie.
I forgot.
G. Yeah.
Merry Ever After by Tessa Bailey, All by My Elf by Olivia Dade, and Merriment and Mayhem by Alexandria Belfleur.
I don't know how you did that right now. That's crazy. I'm going to try my best. For C tier, Forgot This Existed. Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. Cursed by Marissa Meyer. Powerful by Lauren Roberts. Markless by
C.G. Malbury.
The Cemetery Spot by Jenna Moquin. Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle. Hexed by Emily McIntyre. Akarne by
Lynette Noni.
Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. And Only Santa's in the Building by Alexis Daria.
Okay, so then B, which is mid, is Worst Wingman Ever by Abby Jimenez. Murder Road by Simone St. James. Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. Wildflower. Whoa. Wild. Is
Fire.
It Flower? Oh, Fire. Oh my God. I was going to say Life. Wildfire by Hannah Grace. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Beach Read by Emily Henry. Incidents Around the House by Josh Mellerman. Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher. And The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Lori Gilmore.
Okay, at our A tier, we have A Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren, Gilded by Marissa Meyer, Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose, What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I don't remember this one. My Darling Dreadful Thing by
Johanna Van Veen.
Guillotine by Delilah S. Dawson, The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Lori Gilmore, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore, and Lights Out by Nevessa Allen.
Oh my God, I said the wrong one in mid. I said The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, but it's actually The Christmas Tree Farm.
Yes.
By Lori Gilmore.
You're fine.
Okay, so S. Bury us with this book. Funny story by Emily Henry. Angels and Man by Rafael Nicolas. We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kleiwer. None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. Slewfoot by Brom. Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. And Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross.
I want to say, because now we have to choose Book of the Year. And I want to do this pretty quick. Mm-hmm. But no matter what, top 5, Ruthless Vows has to be up there.
Yeah.
That was such a good book.
Yes, I agree.
I think Angels was good.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of us can agree that Songbird was good. Mm-hmm. Would that be up there for you?
I think for me, it would be Phantasma and... Oh my God, this is so hard.
I know Dark Window. I feel like these 5 are what we should focus on.
Okay.
Does that
you like One Dark Window more than Slewfoot?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Are you okay with leaving these? Not that they're any less, but they are. They're just not going to compete for Book of the Year to me.
Okay.
I think these 5 really stood out.
I think as a podcast,
I feel like I know what's going to win.
What?
And I don't want it.
You seem disappointed.
I feel like I know what's going to win because in my heart, you know I want Angels and Man. And I know it's not going to win and it's okay.
It's not going to
It's okay to feel sad.
Okay.
I just really want Angels and Man. But then I think about... Well, hold on. Wait, hold on. What are you doing?
I think it would be last.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with keeping her there, but Rafael Nicolas, if you're watching this, you know you're a 1 in my heart.
Oh my God.
En mi corazón. Can I say, I love these 3 books so much. Ruthless Vows was so good.
It was really good. So you want...
I don't know, because I really like Songbird a lot.
For me, okay.
Go ahead.
This might be a little bit confusing. I don't want One Dark Window to be our Book of the Year.
Why?
It was really good, but it's so controversial because it's like the same fucking thing with Songbird where I'm like, I don't know how it ends. So I'm kind of like scared.
I get what you mean, and I'm okay with it not being our Book of the Year. With Songbird, it's different.
Because we have had experience with Carissa Broadbent, and she's delivered.
Dude, she has delivered. And the fact that this is book 3, and I still think about that last page with our character being like, oh, wait. No, wait.
Oh, wait.
Dude, I fucking ate that shit up. I think
it should be Songbird or Ruthless Vows.
Oh, that's fucking hard. Okay, Phantasma, you were good. The spice was good. The spice was so good. It's one of these. Oh, I'm sorry. Phantasma, big shout out.
I'm just saying. No. I'm saying like for our podcast, it is between these 3.
Phantasma, she can stay there.
She could stay there.
Tell me what moved you with Songbird that makes you think it should be number 1, and then what moved you with Ruthless?
Well, okay, I'll start with Ruthless.
Okay. I'm crying. I'm an empath. I'm feeling it so much right now.
I love Iris and Kit so much. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that we're still talking about Divine Rivals. Like, dude, last year we were in the exact same position with Serpent and the Wings of Night and Divine Rivals.
And can I say, even if we talk about Songbird, I love that book so much. But anytime we talk about Rebecca Ross's books, we're like, And I think that just says something.
It does. It does say something.
I love Songbird. And I'm so excited for it to continue. I feel like the 4th book is just gonna fucking hit.
Oh, so you want Ruthless Vows to win?
I do. Because I also really like Iris. I love Kit. I love their relationship. I love the fact that the first book was a slow burn, but then the second book was also a slow burn.
And I can't even say it because he's a fucking spoiler.
I know.
To the ones who know, you know.
I just think that falling in love, but falling in love twice. Dude, I can't.
Okay.
This is our tier list. I am going to pause this. Boop.
Wow.
And I'll send you.
What a tier list.
Oh, I am so glad. I didn't think Ruthless Vows was even going to be on this.
I didn't either, but once we started thinking about it, we were both like, wait, it was so fucking good.
I thought that we were going to pretend like we never read it. It was there, bitch. It was there the whole time.
Carissa in the back, like, fuck!
I know. But then she's like, damn, though, that was a good one. I get it. I am just so excited. If Rebecca Ross writes anything else,
I'm there.
I want to be there. How do you feel?
I feel happy. I feel like we did what needed to be done.
Thank you, Queen.
All right, so let's talk about personal 5-star reads.
Okay. I think this year I gave like 20-ish 5 stars.
Oh my God.
I was keeping track of it on Instagram. I'm going to post it. I should have by the time this episode's coming out, because it's totally New Year's Eve. I will have posted everything on our Instagram. So if you want to check what my 5 stars were, go check on the Book Fix Pod on Instagram.
Wait, we did this wrong.
Why?
Our favorite read of June, I think it was The Invocations.
Oh, it was The Invocations. Why do you bring that up?
Because remember last time we did this, we said, okay, between this book and the book that we picked in June.
Oh, well, what do you think is better? Ruthless Vows or The Invocations?
It's very hard to pick.
That is very hard to pick. I think, though, out of all the books we've read this year, personally, my favorite, The Invocations was really good. My favorite's still Angels and Man. I will, dude, ride or die.
Oh, that's your book of the year?
That's my book of the year.
Okay, last year we did a little bit more of a slow burn. You're just gonna say it?
Yeah, because I know. Because last time I lied to myself, but I knew Angels Before Man was my book.
And everyone knew.
Everyone knew. Angels and Man is my book. But shout out to The Invocations, because that one was really good. Let me see what else I had.
So I have 17 books that I gave 5 stars. I'm shocked. I thought it was way less than that. So for me, it's hard to pick a top because there's so many of these books that just made me feel a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, that was this year.
Yeah, that was.
And that one was so good. Six Scorched Roses, that was this year too. That one was so fucking good. I think Carissa Broadbent is just like such a talented writer. I love her story so much. And
Ashes and the Star-Cursed King too did a really good job at slow burn. Like, I felt like that is the most well done that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I agree. It made me feel like the Rich Kingdom made me feel.
Also, I know we already said it, but Gilded, I Can Never Hate You. You were a 5-star to me. I just want to say that.
No comment.
But my book of the year is and will always still be
Why do you think you love this book so much?
Angels and Man.
Well, you chose the first book last year.
I did. I just think that Rafael Nicolás has such a pretty way of writing. And I think I like sad books. I think I like feeling sad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ruthless Vows is still on there, though.
We don't really read like sad books.
No, we don't. Because I don't think on this couch, I feel like 50% of it might get a little too sad, and I don't want you to feel sad. I think I like feeling sad.
Why?
There's something cathartic about it.
Why do you like being sad?
There's something cathartic about it. There's like a good feeling to feeling sad. Like a controlled sad. I don't want to be sad in real life. I'll get stressed out. So
I mean, I guess I like sad songs, but a whole book, I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to think of like what's the last sad like movie that I saw.
Wicked.
Oh yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
I guess.
The whole dance with it.
Dude, that one was so good. No, but I get you though, because I feel like it like lingers. It like stays with you. It like haunts me every day.
Damn.
So I get it.
This year I saw the musical Hadestown, and that still lingers with me because it's a tragedy and it's so good. That's it. I thought I should shout that out.
Yeah.
So what's your book of the year?
We read The Housemaid this year.
We did. All 3 of them. All 4 of them. All 3 of them. We don't film in bulk. Shit. God damn it.
Oh my god.
Did you like my correction?
I could have just cut it out, but you kept going. Okay. So I think my book of the year, do you know what my book of the year is?
Ruthless Vows.
No.
Is it wait, hold on. Ashes and the Star-Cursed King?
It's Phantasma.
Really?
I love
That's crazy.
I loved Phantasma.
But do you
and
think,
I love how it's just like one. Just one. We're done. I love that shit.
but you don't think that do you like it as itself, or are you gonna continue?
I'm gonna continue.
Okay. I love that for you.
Phantasma by Kaylee Smith.
I love that for you. Just ghost romance.
Oh, so good.
It was really good.
Fucking good.
It was. I will cry if I think about it, but I won't think about it right now.
All right, so why don't we? Do you want to look at a Wrapped?
Yeah, we did this last year at the end of the year, but Spotify releases a Wrapped for podcasts. I will say last year we really started from the bottom and got there. I don't think ours is going to be like as crazy as the last time we did it.
No, I don't think so either.
I feel like we did grow, but I feel like we've like made a pace with ourselves now. It feels a lot more structured.
I honestly feel like there's always like trends, right, with people, like just people in general. So when we started the podcast, I think people really, really enjoyed like really long content. So like hour and a half. I felt like that was what people preferred. But I think we're reaching a point when I feel like people don't want to sit through an hour anymore.
Yeah.
So in the new year, I feel like Cheli and I both kind of want to try this out, see how it goes, where we're going to try to aim for more of like a 30 to 40 minute episode.
I agree with that. I feel like it's going to be easier on us too. Less taxing. We just have to know when to shut up. And I'm talking about myself.
No, I love to yap too. I love that one episode. Oh my God. Like right now. That one episode where I was like, wait, I have a question. No, you know what? I've said enough. I've said enough.
What do you think out of all our episodes that we just saw? What was your favorite episode that you
I
filmed
feel like
this year?
anytime we like roast a book, it's the best. When we did Blood of My Monster by Rena Kent,
that was so good, dude.
Was dying. That one was so
It was
good.
funny because I feel like that one was the funniest we had been in a while because we were getting out of a book slump.
Yeah,
when we had done that one. I do really like that episode. I really like Cemetery Spot.
Yes!
That one was so fucking funny.
Dude, I remember after I uploaded it, there were so many things that I clipped because I was like, gold.
Dude, yeah. Dude.
Oh my God. It was so good. You're so funny.
You're so funny. I feel like
a faja is
I feel like since the beginning, like when we started, which was back in 2019, 2020? It might have been 2020.
I think it was 2020. Was it 2020?
Yeah.
No, 2021 because it wasn't COVID. It wasn't peak COVID.
No, it wasn't. You're right. 2021.
Yeah.
might have been our start.
Yeah.
I feel like, although we were funny to each other, we didn't get it yet. You know what I mean?
I get you.
And I like listening to our old episodes because it's just like us, you know? But I feel like now our episodes are like shareable. You know what I mean? I just feel like we've gotten a lot more confident. I feel like I can say that for myself because I hated being in front of the camera.
No, dude.
When we started.
And I felt like I was like very self-conscious of like, okay, don't talk too much. You know, don't like take over the conversation. But I feel like it's better when we just like go with the flow. Like don't overthink it. It's fine.
I agree. I think that there are bangers to come.
I know.
Should we have goals?
We should. Also, I do want to say that I do love the episodes that we loved as well. Like I loved the Phantasma one.
That one was so
that
good.
one was so good. Songbird was really good.
Yeah, that was.
I loved that episode. The Housemaid series was really good.
I loved filming those. I love our Angels and Man episode so much.
Yeah,
I really liked
really
our
good.
conversation at the very beginning. I thought that one was good. No, we have bangers. I feel like this year, although our audience gain wasn't as big as the year before, I think our consistency helped a lot this year.
Yeah.
Because I feel like no matter what, our episodes always have, like, the viewership that we have is always good to me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it feels solid.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And there was like hella more engagement on our YouTube.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That's so crazy.
That really made me so happy because it felt like, okay, people do listen. But it's funny because I feel like people do listen to us. But for me personally, I never comment. So I'm like, I think about that where I'm like, okay, well, I never comment. So why would I expect other people to comment?
And shout out to the people who comment. They comment.
Yeah.
They like leave their review of the book. And I always fucking love that shit.
Or the ones who send us DMs who request for us to read certain books. We already have 2 lined up.
Yeah, we do. Shout out to my favorite comment this year, which was the one that was like, you girls remind me of that one picture of the kid sitting with a picture of 3 girls hanging out. Like, that's what this podcast feels like.
Like, they were all just laughing. Like, laughing with the poster of two girls laughing.
I fucking love that comment.
That one was so
shit's
funny.
So fucking good. People in your personal life, how have they felt about the podcast recently? Do you feel like people in your life listen to our podcast?
I don't think so. None that I can think of, honestly.
I will say there are 3 people in my life who listen to our podcast, and they do see how much we have improved since the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that means a
shout
lot.
out to them. They're very sweet. I feel like next year, I don't want to leave too many goals, but I just hope that we don't fall behind with our reading.
I don't think we will.
I don't think we will either. I feel like now that we've both moved closer to each other, it's a lot easier to film.
Yeah.
I really hope we can start posting on Patreon.
Oh my gosh.
That's my biggest thing.
That's a good goal.
That's my only thing that I'm going to wish for.
Or just bonus content.
Yeah. I want to do things that are away from the podcast, but still on our YouTube. Yeah, that's
That would be fun. So, I don't know if you remember, but your goal last year was to make book friends.
I didn't make a single one.
No, what?
No, but I did interact more online.
But I feel like a lot more of your friends do read, though. I don't really have reader friends.
I was on the phone with my friend Maya, and we literally, it was funny because I was going to hang up because I had family over, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna let you go, and she was like, oh, I wanted to know, did you finish Songbird? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be here for another hour.
You were like, okay, this is gonna be a long conversation. I can't just say yes.
And it's funny though to have that because I feel like so many people in my life now read, and I'm just like, thank you.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah.
I wish I had more people around me that read.
You think you can get people in your life right now to read?
No. I don't think so.
No, we can get your mom in. I feel it.
I've thought about like, oh my God, I feel like my mom would love this book if she would read it. She's not going to. No way.
You can get her Twilight in Spanish.
I did.
You did?
Yeah, and she read it. She loved it. That
Okay,
was
wait.
a long time ago, though.
No, wait. This is a good goal. This is a good goal. I feel it. It might be my goal.
To get my mom to read.
Yeah.
I feel like she would really like Phantasma.
You would give that to your mom to read?
I would white out the smut, though.
Why are these blank pages here? Goes on for a long time.
How did you do on your reading goal?
Well, what was your goal to begin with, and where are you at?
So my goal was $50 because honestly, I feel like last year. Oh my God, what day is this today? Mm-hmm. I feel like last year I really focused too much on. Okay, I really want to read 100 books, but then I was like thinking, but like, why though? Like, what does it matter, honestly?
Yeah.
And so I just didn't. I just got over. I was over like trying to make me feel like this pressure of, oh, I have to have this certain amount of books read. So I was like, you know what? If I read 50, that's good enough. Mm-hmm. Honestly, if I read 12, because once every month is really good.
Yep.
But this year I read 95.
Good job. Oh my God, I love that for you. I will say mine's really high, mm-hmm. but only because I read a lot of manga. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's kind of why. Mm-hmm. But my goal for myself was 120.
Yeah.
And I currently have 118.
Yeah.
And I feel like it might stay there.
You think so?
It's either going to stay there or it's going to make it by like the very end. But I'm not sure yet. Mm-hmm. I think next year I'm not going to put a reading goal on this account. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put one for the book fix, but I'm just going to put it at 1 and then just track what we read and try to make our Goodreads account more active. So this is actually like after the year is over, I'm going to log off of my personal one and log on to the book fix one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't you feel sad?
Nah, because after a while I was just like, we read anyway. Like, we're going to make it eventually to a certain number.
Yeah.
I like the idea of keeping track of it, but the whole like idea of a goal, now that my life is a lot more busy, I don't want to have a goal.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just going to stress me out. Mm-hmm. So I'll put it at 1. We'll make it that first day and then just keep it going from there.
Well, I'm excited to see what's going to come of the book fix under Goodreads. Please go follow us.
Yeah, it's popping over there right now. I definitely recommend the Book Fix Pod.
People follow us. That was so sweet. Oh yeah, it's under the Book Fix Pod. Sorry.
Yeah. I really care about our Goodreads, so I really hope it pops off.
Yeah, me too. I think my goal is like, it's really hard. Just trying to like be more active. I don't know, like if on YouTube, like YouTube Shorts, mm-hmm. or I don't think TikTok, but like Fable maybe, Blue Sky. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Maybe
that's a good goal.
Possibly.
Can I say one other thing?
Mm-hmm.
This might not happen. It is a very loose goal. Mm. I hope we at least write one short story together.
Yes.
Just one.
Yes. That's a good goal.
It doesn't have to be long.
80 pages. That's it.
Yeah. Oh my God. 80.
No smut though.
40. Because you know that's how it works. I'll write the first half. You write the last half.
It's like completely different, mm-hmm. like tone.
I know. That feels like a good goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I second that. I was actually thinking that earlier today that I would like for us to brainstorm.
Isn't it crazy though? Because it feels like this year was a lot, mm-hmm. but it feels specifically like December was a lot, mm-hmm. and it's still continuing to be a lot. Mm-hmm. But in January, it kind of feels like we could like get shit done with our podcast.
Yeah, I really hope so. Mm-hmm. I think so. I think we will.
Okay.
Honestly.
Well, I hope you have a good New Year.
Thank you. I hope you have a good New Year's too. Have fun with your family. Eat lots of tamales.
Oh, dude. Make lots of tamales. Yep.
Whatever else you eat in New Year's.
Same. I hope it goes. I hope that you're enjoying your honeymoon currently.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. Because you're going to be gone for a bit. But it's okay.
Yeah.
The next time we film, you're going to notice that for a few episodes, we might be wearing the same clothes. That's okay.
That's okay. It's chill.
But
no big deal.
The next time we film, I feel like you might have a tan.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I feel like you're gonna come back big sunglasses.
Don't tell them that because then they'll be able to date. What? They're gonna be like, wait, she didn't have a tan in these episodes, but on this episode,
there's gonna be one person out there. This was filmed at this time, this day,
in this area. Please don't.
We film daily. Come on.
We film the day of that we post.
But enjoy your honeymoon. It's going to be so fun.
Thank you.
And we will see you guys in the new year.
Let us know what your book of the year was, though. I'm really curious.
Yes. And maybe those can be book recommendations. I don't know.
Maybe
not. Have a good 2025.
Bye.